Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this month's webinar. As you know, my name is Peggy Williams-Smith, and I'm the President and CEO of Visit Milwaukee. And today I'm excited to welcome members of my team to share their plans to capitalize on a busy summer of travel in Milwaukee. First, you'll hear from Chief Marketing Officer Josh Albrecht, and he'll give you a preview of our summer campaigns and how we look to capture the imagination and stoke the inspiration of prospective travelers from across the country. And remember, that's also a way for you to join in and market with us so they see us more times. Then we'll be joined by our Vice President of Communications and Advocacy, Claire Koenig, who's going to talk about a jam-packed summer of travel writers and influencers here in Milwaukee. But before we get to all of that, we're going to hear about some of the great work that our friends at UPATH do to support the performing arts in our community, and a little bit about what you can do to help ensure that our city's art scene remains an incredible fixture in our community. Before we get to that, let's start out with the Star Report. So with Easter falling in April of this year compared to March in 2024, hotel performance was softer compared to prior year for the region. Downtown hotel rooms saw demand fall 16.9%, and ADR was down 6.4% to 154. The downtown submarket occupancy dropped from 65.8 in April of last year to 55.5% this year, which was a decline of about 15.5%. Average daily rate also decreased, and RevPAR fell 21% year over year. Across the county, occupancy dropped 11.7% year over year to 52.9%, and ADR decreased by 7.6 to 124.19. Hotel demand declined 12.3%, resulting in a nearly $6.3 million decrease in total revenue compared to April 2024. All of our comp markets saw declining performances as well. RevPAR declines were steepest for Cleveland and Indianapolis, with a 20.4% and a 19.1% respectively. But good news is, year to date through April, we're still trending ahead of every category last year. So that means our occupancy is actually flat, but our ADR is up, as well as our RevPAR and our revenue, which we saw a much stronger March this year than last year. And looking ahead, we know that May through October are currently trending ahead for occupancy, which is what we can measure moving outward. Now I'd like to take a moment to welcome our new and returning partners who joined with us in April. We appreciate your support and can't wait to showcase all of the incredible things that these organizations do to make our city a great place to live, to work, and of course, to visit. And as partners, remember, if you have something exciting that comes up, please make sure to reach out to me via email so we can highlight it. Moving now to some exciting updates and development from our partners. First, we're going to start out with how we highlighted or will highlight our Heritage Months. From curated travel guides and business spotlights to media partnerships that promote Milwaukee as an affirming and welcoming destination, our efforts are rooted in celebrating the diversity that strengthens our city. Celebrating these cultures is an opportunity not only to show up, but to stand up for Milwaukee's community and ensure that all of our residents and visitors continue to be seen, valued, and supported. As May winds down, we are continuing or finishing up our Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month many different ways. We honor the culture, traditions, and contributions of the AAPI community, from our restaurants and shops to museums and community groups. These businesses that are AAPI owned, are an essential part of what makes this city special. You can learn more and explore our AAPI owned partners by scanning the QR code on your screen. May is also Jewish American Heritage Month, a time to reflect on the generations of Jewish Americans who have helped shape Milwaukee. You can discover more and support our Jewish American owned partners by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Starting next week, it's June, which is also Pride Month. Visit Milwaukee will proudly celebrate Pride Month by uplifting the voices, stories, and contributions of our LGBTQ+ community. Each year, our team actively participates in Milwaukee's Pride Parade and Pride Fest, which will be no different this year. We love participating in two of the city's most vibrant and inclusive events. Throughout June, we will amplify LGBTQ+ owned businesses, artists, and creators across our social media platforms and website, sharing their stories and inviting visitors to support them year-round. Downtown Dining Week begins tomorrow. featuring more than 30 downtown restaurants offering special multi-course menus for both lunch and dinner. This runs through June 5th, and it's the perfect opportunity to revisit a favorite spot or discover something new, all at a great value. You can explore the full list of participating restaurants and start planning your culinary adventure by visiting the Milwaukee Downtown website. Downtown Port Washington is hosting its annual Festival of Arts this Saturday, transforming the lakefront just north of Milwaukee into a gallery filled with unique artwork, live music, and summer vibes. You can explore more by visiting the Port Washington City website. For one weekend only, the Lakeshore Chinooks will become the Wisconsin Beer Bellies. On July 26th and 7th, this whimsical one-off rebrand will bring the funs and puns to fans during this can't-miss summer promotion. You can visit the Lakeshore Chinooks website for tickets and full event info. Skylight Music Theater is teaming up with Fat Daddies to host a volleyball fundraiser. On Friday, June 14th, you can head to Fat Daddies over in Walker's Point for an all-day tournament supporting one of Milwaukee's favorite performing arts institutions. Find out how to participate or support the event on Skylight Music Theater's website. Next Saturday, the Eastside Biggest Block Party returns to Farwell Avenue. Summer Solstice is back with 3 stages of art, food, and local flavor from noon to midnight. There's no better way to welcome summer in Milwaukee. You can check out the full lineup and festival details on the Eastside Bid website. Old World Wisconsin officially opened Whitnable's Tavern earlier this month. The 1930s era gathering place with beer, soda, and old school charm is now an immersive part of the beautifully recreated Main Street. Check out visiting hours and plan your trip on Old World Wisconsin's website. Lakefront Brewery is now hitting the streets with Curds a la carte, a cheese curd only food cart that's as Wisconsin as it gets. Find it popping up at festivals, beer gardens, and private events all summer long. You can see where the cart's headed next by visiting Lakefront Brewery's website or to book it for your own private events. Enerpac Tool Group officially opened its new headquarters on May 13th right here in downtown Milwaukee, transforming the former ASQ Center into the Enerpac Center. We're now proud to call them our neighbors. Well, actually, we're in this building right here in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Welcome to the neighborhood Enerpac. Cranky Al's just landed on Yelp's list of the 50 top donut shops in the country, and we couldn't agree more. Congrats to the whole Cranky crew on this well-earned national recognition. Head to the Cranky Al's website to check out their menu or order some of these delicious donuts for yourself. In another big win for Milwaukee's growing food scene, the team behind Saffron is expanding their culinary footprint with a new Middle Eastern restaurant headed to the Ascent Tower. Stay tuned for updates by visiting Saffron's website. Curiosity just got a little more hands-on at Discovery World, the new exhibit, Curious George. Let's get curious. It invites kids and families to explore math, science, and engineering through interactive adventures with everyone's favorite inquisitive monkey, from building structures and sorting produce to experimenting with wind power and playing mini golf. It's a powerful way to learn and to discover. The exhibit is open now through August 31st. And next week, Discovery World is keeping the curiosity going with Turtle Fest, a 4-day celebration from June 5th through the 8th. Guests can meet Beep, Boop, Tortilla, and the rest of the aquarium's charismatic turtle crew. Enjoy animal encounters, turtle enrichment presentations, and hands-on activities with wildlife experts. It's the perfect early summer outing for families, animal lovers, and the turtle curious alike. You can plan and visit and explore all of Discovery World's summer experiences by heading over to their website. The Roundhouse Beer and Garden at McKinley Marina is now open for the season. Created by the Bartolotta Restaurants, this popular lakeside spot kicked things off with a first 100 beers for free celebration, live music, and crowd favorites like Cheddarwurst, brats, and more. You can now enjoy a local beer, boozy slushies, and oversized yard games lakeside all summer long. Learn more and plan your visit by heading to the McKinley Roundhouse website. Last week, Central Standard Craft Distillery kicked off its new Rooftop Refresher series at the Aviary. Each month, you can enjoy a rotating lineup of ready-to-drink cocktails and innovative craft creations, served exclusively atop the craft house and kitchen. Sip something new and take in the views by visiting Central Standard's website. Historic Milwaukee's 2025 tour season is now underway, offering 7 weekly tours and more than 10 special tours throughout the summer. Highlights this year include the return of the Monday morning tours, the debut of the new stained glass tour, and the lunchtime small bite series, which begins on June 25th. Longtime favorites like the Riverwalk and North Point Mansion tours are also back, led by a newly trained class of 20 volunteer guides. Learn more and reserve your tour spot by visiting Historic Milwaukee's website. Announced a couple of weeks ago, the Mayor's Design Awards honor dozens of projects that are transforming Milwaukee through design excellence, placemaking, and community impact. I'd like to give a special shout out to our partners at the Baird Center for their expansion, which was honored for its sustainability and catalytic impact on downtown. Congratulations also go out to all of this year's recipients for making Milwaukee a more beautiful, welcoming, and connected place to live, to work, and to visit. Explore the full list of honorees by visiting the City of Milwaukee Design Awards page. I'd like to take a moment to highlight our friends at Goodwill Talent Bridge for their ongoing work to strengthen our region's workforce. This is a full-service staffing and recruitment firm backed by Goodwill Industries of southeastern Wisconsin and metropolitan Chicago. Talent Bridge connects employers with top-tier talent and job seekers and supports job seekers in finding meaningful work. So this is something that if you are in the hospitality industry and you have an overwhelmingly busy day or a busy weekend that you're gearing up for, instead of hiring and then having to not put people to work, this could be an option for you. Their efforts are rooted in over 90 years of workforce development, and they continue to drive impact across industries, with one of their industries being the hospitality industry. You can learn more about their mission and services by visiting the Goodwill Talent Bridge website. Milwaukee's summer scene just turned up the volume. Summerfest recently added more national names to its already stacked lineup, including 311 or 311, I'm not sure how you say that, John Oates and Hoodie Allen. 3 weekends, 12 stages filled with music starting at noon and ending at midnight. There is no better value for your money. Harley-Davidson Homecoming is back the following weekend, July 10th through the 13th, with fresh additions like Bones Owens, Giovanni and the Hired Guns, and Liam St. John. If live music is on your summer checklist, now it's time to check out both schedules and grab your tickets. And because we won't be back until September, your full lineup of our ethnic and cultural festivals that will be held at Henry Mayer Festival Park. Festa Italiana starts this weekend. Pride Fest, June 5th through the 7th. Polish Fest, June 13th through the 15th. German Fest, July 25th through the 27th. We'll welcome back Black Arts MKE on August 2nd. Irish Fest MKE, August 14th through the 17th. Mexican Fiesta, August 20th through the 24th. And finally, Puerto Rican Festival is going to be at the Summerfest grounds on September 21st. As always, don't forget about our partners at the Wisconsin State Fair and all of their events throughout the summer. Every Wednesday, you can catch your favorite local act at the Bud Pavilion. This is a free family-friendly event that started last week. Gates open at 6 and live music from 7 to 10:30 every Wednesday. And then the main event, the 2025 Wisconsin State Fair Park, is set to take place from July 31st through August 10th at the park in West Allis. This annual event offers, as you know, a unique experience with free entertainment stages, exciting rides and games, thousands of animals, endless family activities, events, contests, and everything you can eat on a stick. Don't forget that we are aptly named the City of Festivals, and Milwaukee features so many more festivals than I just mentioned throughout the summer, like Bastille Days, Locust Street Days, Zoo a la carte, Brady Street Days, just to name a few. You can check out all of the festivals on our City of Festival page to see all of them and when they take place. Now, for a little update about what's happening in Firefly Grove Park in Wauwatosa. Tomorrow, we will be there unveiling one of the most enchanting new attractions, the Thomas Dambo Troll Sculpture. It will invite visitors into a world of whimsy and wonder. Created by internationally renowned Danish artist Thomas Dambo, famous for his large-scale troll installations crafted from recycled materials, this eco-friendly giant is part of a global movement to connect people with nature through art. This new attraction will be a must-see experience for families, art lovers, and outdoor enthusiasts alike. As part of Dambo's Trail of 1,000 Trolls series, it also highlights the importance of sustainability, storytelling, and community connection, all while providing the perfect photo op with one of the city's newest and most imaginative residents. And then Art 64 is Wauwatosa's signature live painting tournament, and it's returning for its fourth year, June 6th and 7th. Hosted in the village and presented by North Shore Bank, this free family-friendly event features 64 artists from across the country competing in a bracket-style showdown over 3 rounds. Artists have 60 to 90 minutes to create original works on canvas, with spectators voting in real time. There's an amazing grand prize, and all non-winning artworks will be available for purchase via silent auction. Beyond the competition, attendees can enjoy live music, pop-up activities, and explore local shops and restaurants throughout the village. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for their incredible season and a thrilling playoff run. Their passion, grit, and commitment to the game made our city proud every step of the way. Congratulations to Harris, John, and the entire team for your continued commitment to Milwaukee and for your partnership with us, on this year's warm-up jerseys, which I know were a huge hit. The MKE 2024 Host Committee, in conjunction with Visit Milwaukee, released the final economic impact report for the 2024 Republican National Convention, revealing that the event generated over $321 million in economic impact for Milwaukee, significantly surpassing initial projections of $200 million. Conducted by Tourism Economics, a division of Oxford Economics, and the same company that did the Chicago Democratic National Convention study, it highlights the $216 million in direct spending and the support of over 3,000 local jobs. The convention also brought in $16.8 million in state and local tax revenue, underscoring Milwaukee's capacity to host major national events and its growing appeal as a convention destination. At the end of April, Milwaukee Tailgate Week brought the energy of the NFL draft right here to the Cream City. This celebration featured a packed tailgate talk lunch with NFL insiders and Wisconsin football legends, and wrapped with Jordy Nelson Milwaukee Tailgate at the UWM Panther Arena, where fans enjoyed live interviews, games, and appearances by names like Mason Crosby and Nick Collins. The event, sponsored by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino, had the arena buzzing with mascots, giveaways, and interactive stations from partners across the city. Shortly after, our team headed to the Mall of America to showcase Milwaukee in one of our key drive markets through an immersive pop-up experience that showed potential visitors exactly why they should make Milwaukee their next getaway. And I would love to congratulate my team, including Josh, on all they did to create excitement and activity around both the draft and around the Mall of America activation. And summer does not slow down for our sales team, who will be busy at IPW on June 14th through the 18th, along with our comms and marketing team in Chicago. And later on this summer, we've got eSports June 16th through the 18th. We have MPI World Education Congress June 18th through the 20th, Lamont's annual meeting on July 8th through the 10th, AMCI Engaged in Savannah July 21st and the 22nd. Meetings and incentives will be in Schaumburg on August 5th. Our team will be attending ASAE in Los Angeles August 9th through the 11th. We'll be in Toledo for Destinations Midwest on August 18th through the 20th. Our team will also be at Esto over those same dates. Connect Marketplace, which you all know we hosted here last year, will be on August 25th through the 27th. We'll be attending the HPN Partnership Conference August 26th through 29th. And then we'll be hosting PCMA Partner Summit along with Crab Feast in DC on September 1st. So our sales team will be out there making sure that we are front and center across the country in front of all of those meeting planners during this summer. I want to welcome our interns for the summer, Morgan Harris, communications intern from Marquette. She's majoring in marketing. We have Ann Ager, event experience intern. She is a marketing major from UW Milwaukee. Georgia Lamont, a marketing and content intern from the University of Oklahoma, also majoring in marketing. And Fernando de la Sanche, partnership intern who is pursuing a degree in marketing and finance. I want to thank all of you, our incredible partners, who joined us at American Family Field on May 13th for our annual meeting presented by Magic Productions. Your continued support, collaboration, and passion for Milwaukee make everything we do possible, and we're excited for what's ahead and grateful to have you all by our side. Please be sure to join us for our next partner mixer, August 20th from 4:30 to 7. Keep an eye on your inbox for more information. Speaking of events, please save the date for another great day on the golf course. The Greater Milwaukee Hotel Hospitality Open returns on Wednesday, September 17th at a new location this year, the Wisconsin Country Club. This annual outing raises funds to support scholarships for students pursuing hospitality careers at Milwaukee area colleges and universities, as well as scholarships given out by the Greater Milwaukee Hotel Lodging Association that supports students of children or people who are in the hospitality business. It also supports for us our Small Business Emergency Relief Fund, which we unveiled at our annual meeting. If you want more information about that, see our website. Registration details will be available, are already available, and make sure you read our weekly insights and if you haven't signed up yet. If you're interested in sponsoring this year's golf outing, you can reach out to our senior partnership manager, Brian. Finally, after a summer break, be sure to save the date for our next webinar on Tuesday, September 30th at 2 p.m. Keep an eye out on your inbox for information and an RSVP link. Now, we are inviting an honored and distinguished guest to join us. As many of you may know, I am the co-chair of this year's UPath campaign, and I could not be more pleased to welcome our next guest to the program. The performing arts are near and dear to my heart, and without the work of the United Performing Arts Fund, many of them would struggle to maintain this incredible cultural pillar of our community that drives visitors, entertains locals, and offers our creative community an opportunity to make a living right here in Milwaukee. Our organization's fundraising campaign kicked off last week here at Visit Milwaukee, and we saw incredible performances from First Stage and the Florentine Opera. I was overwhelmed by the talent in the opera so early in the morning and the amount of energy that these local artists have for our community. But I'll let Anne-Marie tell you all about that. I'd like to introduce Anne-Marie Scobie-Polachek, President and CEO of the United Performing Arts Fund. Anne-Marie served as the Director of Corporate Philanthropy for Johnson Controls, where she led the organization's philanthropic efforts. Before she came to UPath, she also led their employee giving and established meaningful partnerships with nonprofit organizations locally and nationally while at her time at the Johnson Controls Foundation. Her work has been recognized by the Milwaukee Business Journal as a 2019 Women of Influence and with the Milwaukee Award for Neighborhood Development in Innovation. Anne-Marie, welcome, and I will let you take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Peggy, and we could not be more pleased to have you as a co-chair of this year's campaign. So first of all, I just want to thank all of you for coming to this call. And what I find as I travel through Milwaukee speaking to different businesses is I never want to assume that everyone knows what UPath is, the United Performing Arts Fund. There are only about 5 or 6 funds like this in the entire United States. And so Milwaukee is fortunate indeed to have one of these. The United Performing Arts Fund supports 14 member organizations, and you see them all on your screen here. They range from the really large organizations that everyone knows about, the symphony, the rock, the ballet, down to the small organizations that maybe not everyone is familiar with. Black Arts Milwaukee, Dance Works Milwaukee, Present Music. And then right in the middle, you have those organizations that are great for the kids. First Stage, Children's Theater. Maybe some of you were First Stage kids here on this call. The Milwaukee Youth Symphony Orchestra. does wonderful work teaching kids how to play all sorts of instruments. So in addition to giving support to these 14 member organizations, each year UPATH provides financial support for a differing number of affiliates. So those affiliates, again, some of them run just on a shoestring out of church basements or the back room of schools. So we've got like Above the Clouds or Latino Arts, Studio K Flamenco. So those organizations also receive grants from UPATH. In addition to operating funds, so in addition to keeping these nonprofits, keeping their lights on, making sure that the ticket prices are affordable, UPATH also funds different sorts of programs that are run through these organizations. So one of these programs is called the Bright Minds Arts Education Program. And what that does is it provides support for these organizations to provide programming to more than 100,000 students in Milwaukee. Many of these kids come from underserved schools. So a great example of this is the Milwaukee Ballet partners with like 3 or 4 schools from MPS. They send their instructors out into the school, and these 4th, 5th, and 6th graders are taking ballet lessons during school with the staff of the Milwaukee Ballet. Something that without this program, these students would not be able to afford this tuition, probably. Michael Pink says every year there's a student or two that just pops from this program, just a natural dancer, someone who really takes to ballet, and that student can then be matriculated into a more advanced program given a scholarship. So if you can imagine, every single one of these organizations has some program like that going into the city and lifting up the kids. In addition, UPATH provides funding for accessibility programs. As we as a community have learned more about those among us who are differently abled, what we know is that if you have some sort of special need, you may not be able to enjoy a mainstream production as much. So, for example, so many people in our community have some disorder on the autism spectrum. And so for a sensory-friendly performance, what they will do, and one is taking place at the Symphony this weekend, they'll make sure that the lights are dimmed down a little bit. They'll make sure that the students are given earphones. They will allow the audience to know that there might be a little bit more movement than usual. All of this to make sure that people feel a little bit more comfortable. At the Symphony this weekend, they're also going to have a petting zoo with their instruments, allowing the students to come up to a cello, to see a violin up close, and in doing so, really demystify that instrument. So that's a little bit about what UPATH does. The next slide just gives a little bit of honor to how do we do this. Each year we run a huge campaign every spring. We choose real high-profile co-chairs from the community. This year, Tim Matke, who's the CEO of MGIC, is a co-chair, along with our very own Peggy Williams-Smith. And they are really leading the charge to try and get every business in Milwaukee to participate in the campaign in some way. In terms of like what we're looking at, I mentioned that UPATH is one of only 5 or 6 organizations nationwide like this. We are the largest United Fund for the performing arts. So where does our money come from? Last year, UPATH, every year we start at 0, and then we have to raise. We don't have an endowment. We have to raise the funds for that year. So last year we had $9.2 million. And that money comes from 3 major places. One is workplace giving campaigns, where an organization hosts a campaign, and then employees are encouraged to give, especially leaders of that organization are encouraged to give. Companies themselves give sponsorships or corporate gifts, and then individual donors throughout the city also contribute. Often, purchasing a smart card for $150, for example, that gives them buy one, get one free performances all through the city. And then, of course, our Ride for the Arts. If you're not signed up yet, it's happening this Sunday. It's your one chance to ride over to Hone. Kids ride free, courtesy of the Brewers. So many of you on the call are members of the companies that give us support. So I just want to say thank you. As you can see, we have some large donors. Our corporate donors range anywhere from Northwestern Mutual coming in at $1.4 million down to smaller businesses that give just maybe $1,200. The next slide shows all of our donors who are anywhere between $10,000 and $128,000. What I will say about these donors is, as I kind of gallop my way through the city, I get to talk to a lot of leadership. And as Peggy mentioned, I came from Johnson Controls. And the big question is, like, why? Why are these corporations giving such generous donations to the United Performing Arts Fund? Well, there's a couple of reasons there. One is the understanding that what arts do for us as people. Arts are transformative. Pablo Picasso said it really well. He said, art washes the dust of everyday life from our souls. Art washes the dust of everyday life. So we recognize that we as a community need to go and watch live performance. We need to feel that music. We need to laugh. We need to cry in community with other people. So that, of course, is one reason. But another reason, and this has a little bit more to do with Visit Milwaukee's mission. Another reason our corporate partners and companies all across the city give to the United Performing Arts Fund is that our arts in Milwaukee generate between $350 million and $450 million per year in our local economy. Because when people go to a play at the Rep, or when a family goes to First Stage, or someone goes to the ballet, no one just goes there in a vacuum. They stop for a bite to eat. They get a drink. They stop at a store, a locally owned business nearby. And that money goes into our local economy. And all of these businesses who are our corporate partners recognize that, and they say, yes, please. And they recognize that if we are going to be a vibrant city, if we are going to be a solid middle-sized city and not a small town, love those small towns in Wisconsin. I love Rhinelander. My cousins live in Rhinelander. But Milwaukee is not Rhinelander. And the reason Milwaukee is not Rhinelander is we have the Bucks and the Brewers and the Admirals, but we also have all of these arts organizations, large and small, and businesses recognize that if they're going to attract talent, retain talent, they need to have that vibrant downtown to do it. So I just want to call out those of our corporate partners who are on the call. Thank you for your support. If you are with an organization that is not yet our partner, we welcome you in. We welcome you at any level. What I will say is we have about 200 of these corporate partners, so there's plenty of room. There's plenty of people on the call who are probably thinking, oh my gosh, I really need to make sure my company gets involved. And this is how. So there's several ways. One would be a straight company gift, a donation. Great. Another is a sponsorship. So we have Ride for the Arts. We have Miller Lite is the sponsor of that. The Brewers, Foundation is the sponsor of Kids Ride Free. And then we have a whole bunch of other sponsors who are sponsors of other areas and whose signage is at the ride. In addition to the ride sponsorships, we have a few other events each year. We welcome sponsorships. We have UPath Presents this summer, a beautiful event at the MAC with hors d'oeuvres and a private concert. We are still accepting sponsorships for that, and they begin at $1,500. If maybe you're not quite ready for a company gift or sponsorship, just open your workplace and invite us in for a workplace giving campaign. We'll bring the entertainment. You put out a few snacks. We'll speak about UPath, and we'll encourage your employees to give. Employees love it when UPath comes into the workplace. We can just stop in and have a UPath day and just speak for half an hour of your time. Or many corporations have us there for a week or 2 weeks, and employees are really encouraged to have a good time, play some sort of arts related trivia game, listen to any number of performers. it is a lot of fun. Perhaps you would like to be an in-kind sponsor. We are always looking for food for our Ride for the Arts. We are looking for people who can host us at, a restaurant before, after one of our donation events, honoring our donors. We are always looking for, if you have anything, we can probably use it, because our motto is kind of like, why spend money when someone can help us out, because we're a nonprofit. And then, of course, we have our smart card. So the smart card is wonderful. For $150, if a donor would like, they give a donation, and then they get a buy one, get one free ticket for each of the 14 member groups. If they give a donation for $350, they get 2 buy one, get one free offers. So it's really kind of like Netflix, except it gets you off your couch rather than traps you in your family room watching TV. If you own a restaurant or entertainment, the smart card also gives people donations, or it gives people, like a free glass of wine or a free appetizer, or something like that. So thank you for those of you who are on the call who are our smart card partners. So lots of ways to support. In terms of like what's in it for you, what I will say, especially coming from an employee giving campaign, is employees appreciate that they're proud when they have a good corporate citizen who's contributing to the community. Employees also appreciate having this a culture at work where they can gather together with their colleagues and saying, hey, we're tossing in a few dollars, we're supporting this great cause, we're making sure our community is strong. And employees absolutely understand the benefits. They've chosen Milwaukee, and so they want to keep Milwaukee strong. They're proud to be part of a company that supports UBAF. So all I can say, those of you on the call, we are ready for you. We would love to see you as our partners. We are open to any possibility as a way to leverage your involvement. Our development director, Jennifer Wareham, her email is right there. And I would love this summer to just meet with any member of Visit Milwaukee, go have coffee, go for a walk at the lake, whatever you would like to do to think about how we could work together. I feel like there are so many more possibilities right on this call than we even realize. And then finally, there's the famous QR code right there. If you have not yet personally donated to UPAF this year, if you're not part of, so far we have about 10,000 donors in. If you aren't in that number and you'd like to make it 10,001, 2, 3, whatever, please scan the QR code. This is how you can get your smart card, or make a leadership level gift, or do any of the levels in between. So there are donor benefits at every level of giving. At $600, for example, it opens up rehearsals that you can go to, and some behind the scenes things. So with that, I want to once again just thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. Thank you to Peggy, our fearless leader, who is ensuring that Milwaukee stays strong and has a vibrant performing arts scene. Peggy, you're on mute.
Hi, everybody. Peggy, I think your mic's off still, if you want to jump on.
Oh, you would think after this many years of being on Zoom that I would not forget to turn off or forget to unmute myself. As we mentioned at the top of our broadcast a year ago, we were finalizing preparations to host the 2024 Republican National Convention. So how do we top that? What's next after back-to-back years of record visitation for our state? Well, next up, I'm going to welcome Josh, who's going to give you an overview of some of the campaigns we have planned to draw in visitors from across the region. Josh, take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peggy. Excited to share with everyone some great information today. We're going to dive right into some key metrics here on just in the last month. So we're going to take a quick look at just April before we dive into the summer season, and particularly our City of Festivals campaign, to share with you what we've been doing. The April activity sort of sets the stage for what we are going to be doing throughout the summer months. Some of the key takeaways most recently, we had obviously huge, massive earned media win with Milwaukee Tailgate Week, presented by Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. That was in conjunction with the NFL Draft. We saw 1.3 billion impressions across our earned media hits, which was a huge public and press interest event. And obviously, we were able to capitalize on a lot of that. With Tailgate Week, we've already had one story published in Forbes magazine, many more to come, because we did a great job of bringing in some influencers that not only hyped the draft, but about Milwaukee arenas, Milwaukee events, Milwaukee restaurants, hotels, all of our properties. They featured all of it as they were stopping through on their way to the draft. In addition, we found that email continues to be an amazing avenue to deliver our message. Multiple campaigns achieved an open rate well above 40%, particularly in April, and our leisure monthly newsletter jumped with a 31% month over month for our click rate. So lots of momentum with our email campaigns. That's our monthly leisure one, our calendar of events, our Milwaukee Theater District, culinary. We'll talk about those more in a minute. Our paid media outperformed our benchmarks. We use a company named Ground Truth that does a lot of our display and digital advertising. They achieved a 1.22% click-through rate. Our benchmark for this campaign was a 0.10% benchmark, and our CTV ads had a 98% video completion rate, which was just fantastic. So people are fully watching our commercials through their CTV ads and highlighting some of the strong creative that we've been doing, and particularly making sure that our targeting is on point. One thing we have noticed is that the engagement on social has been down a little bit year over year, while our social audience and impressions did grow. So we're an interesting situation here, as in April, our audience grew, our impressions grew, but those specific engagements, those things that we're looking for, those clicks, those comments, those shares, and particularly those saves, dropped in April. So something that our team is taking a look at to try to prioritize moving into those summer months. I particularly like those saves on social media. When people are saving content or sharing content, they automatically become additional influencers for us as they look to share the content with their friends and family. And then wonderfully, our website and blog growth continues. Year over year, we're continuing to grow in the website and blog category. Page views were up 40%. And we're proving that the quality content continues to drive meaningful digital engagement. So very excited about our website growth, even in this day and age of AI and AI chatbots who are scraping the internet and sometimes limiting the audience on websites. Our website continues solid growth. Moving on, our digital campaign with Epsilon, a company we've used the last 2 years, continues to perform well. And year to date, nearly 4 million impressions already through this campaign, and our clicks are performing well. We're just slightly above benchmark with this campaign as well. And you can see some of the creative examples here that we've been pushing this spring. Going into Ground Truth a little bit more, that I mentioned that display advertising. In April alone, our City of Festivals campaign began, and I'm going to be touching about how that's going to continue in the summer months. But we've started our City of Festivals campaign in April. Really strong performance, particularly for this digital ad campaign. Our Gather, Celebrate, Repeat campaign, more than 8,000 clicks already and over 600,000 impressions. So strong start there with our friends at Ground Truth. That CTV advertising that I mentioned as well, 98% completion rate. And we've even got 59 QR code scans. And all those in the marketing world know those QR code scans are hard to get, particularly when this is on a television. So people are watching on TV, they're seeing our ad on the CTV advertising, and they're scanning those QR codes. Again, this is City of Festivals campaigning. As we go to Precise TV, this is very specific YouTube advertising that we're doing right now in support of the City of Festivals and our summer campaign. It began in April, on April 21st. Just in those first few days, April 21 through April 30th, we saw 118 impressions, 73,000 views, and that view through rate of 62%. So strong performance all around. You can see in the italics at the bottom that Precise TV had a 35% VTR benchmark. So we're blowing that benchmark out of the water, and it's showing that the City of Festivals campaign and content is really resonating with that YouTube audience that we're targeting. Going into our partnership with 620 WTMJ, our digital ads throughout the state and the WTMJ platforms. So here's some of the creative during tailgate week that we used, but our impressions and our clicks were strong and our click-through rate, again, beating benchmark. So good performance on WTMJ, and we'll continue those ads all throughout the summer and through the rest of the year with WTMJ and the Milwaukee Brewers Radio Network. On the next slide, we have been doing some targeted giveaway promotions, particularly on social and through our website. These giveaways give us some really great tangible results that we love to highlight. We'd love to do partnerships like this with our partners, with all of you. So if you have interest in a giveaway, we can put you on the list. We do these all year long. It's a very popular co-op advertising promotion that we do. This one in particular for the Harley-Davidson giveaway saw really strong sessions on the website, users 700, and our engagement rate at 88%. So when we get people to the session, when we get people to the website, they're staying engaged and they become involved with the content, which is always great. And then the other one that we highlighted this past month was Kentucky Derby promotion. The Iron Horse Hotel on the next slide was promoting the Kentucky Derby, and we got some really great results from that as well. Going into awards, the eTourism Summit most recently was one that we attended. This is held in Las Vegas every year. One just a quick highlight to the team. Our Marcom and partnership teams did a great job of getting some really wonderful awards on behalf of Visit Milwaukee and our entire team, particularly Visit Milwaukee's Fresh Coast Refresh, our new brand that we launched last year, won Best Travel Brand Refresh Award, a really great highlight for us throughout the year. And then we were finalists in the categories of Best Use of Sustainability and Social Responsibility for our partnership with the Baird Center expansion, and Best Partnership Marketing Campaign with our friends at Adara and the Top Chef campaign. So some fun accolades in the industry for our team. Now looking at April website performance. As I mentioned, our website was performing extremely well, particularly in April, year over year. You can see a lot of green arrows pointing up. That page views, those sessions, all those performing well in April, something that we're really proud of and wanting to continue to see that momentum being built year over year. Again, engagement rate just slightly down on the website, 6.66% year over year. But a lot of that actually had to do with the NFL draft week. So we were getting a lot of extra views because of the NFL draft and tailgate. Our engagement rate went down a little bit as people were getting the information quickly and bouncing off page. But globally, we're seeing people stay on site and consuming our content still. On the next slide, we'll see our blog performance, which again, performing really well. Page views up year over year. Sessions dramatically up at 44% year over year. Strong performance overall by our blogs. And so on the next slide, what I want to show you is some of the ones that are getting particular love in April. Some of our top performing ones this year. 414 Day always performs really well for us, both in our blog and on social. Lakefront attraction, popular lakefront attraction missing. That was our fun April Fool's Day post that saw really strong engagement. Easter brunch in Milwaukee, that blog performed really, really well, particularly right around Easter weekend. So people are doing some last minute planning, looking for places to go have Easter brunch. That one jumped really strongly during the week of Easter. And Milwaukee Pride Fest headliners, the announcement this year got really strong engagement at 90%. And then, of course, our Summerfest headliners announcements. So some of that Summerfest love, getting some fun. On the left-hand side here, you'll see the original date it was published, and then the total page views in April. So this is how it's performed in April, but the original published date. So that Summerfest headliners still getting a lot of love in April, even though it was published back in February. On the next slide, you'll see Book Direct, which is our online direct booking referral program for our hotel partners. This is just a quick summary report for that Book Direct platform. We love this platform because people can come to our website and book direct. They can see real-time rates and real-time availability of our hotel partners through our website, and this takes them directly to their individual booking platform. So this doesn't take them to Expedia or Hotels.com or another third-party system. This takes people directly to book directly with our hotel partners. It's a great program. You can see in April alone, we had 1,155 booking referrals, and our top origin cities for those referrals were Chicago, Milwaukee, Verona, Cross Plains, Wisconsin, and Minneapolis. You might be saying to yourself, how is Milwaukee in a top 5 origin? Just this is always a good time to remind people that Milwaukee is considered visitation because our Milwaukee DMA goes all the way out to places like Lake Geneva. So our full 7-county region. So since it's the full 7-county region in this reporting platform, we get people from pretty far away looking to make their plans and stay in the city. On the next slide, you'll see some social media performance. As I mentioned earlier, our audience and impressions up year over year, doing really strong. Our engagements were down year over year. So that engagements is where we're looking. So we'll see, curious of how it is performing on all of our partner platforms. So we're getting lots of audience, we're getting lots of impressions. Now it's time we need to double down on engagements as we head into our summer season. One thing I'd like to point out is our Instagram continues to grow wonderfully. Another 2,000 new audience members in April alone. We're at 143,000 audience members on Instagram. By far our most popular category and our most popular platform, and then followed closely by Facebook with 77,000. So Instagram and Facebook continue to be our leaders in this category. And then just a couple of quick looks at which posts performed really well. Highlight our Arab-owned businesses, performed great, total engagements, 4,000, nearly 5,000, with lots of likes. But those saves I mentioned earlier, you can see on this one, those saves were amazing for this post. 938 were saved. That means people engaged, they saved it, they're going to be referring back to it. And we know from saves that people are going to be sharing and using this content to drive their experience later on. On the next slide, what we have are our top 3 performing posts specifically on Facebook. That April Fool's Day joke went well. Lots of engagement, lots of reactions. Really great thing to highlight. And then Puerto Rican Festival, which is great, going into our city of festivals, their big announcement of moving to Henry Meyer Festival Park this year got great engagement and reactions as well. As we go into our newsletters, I wanted to highlight our Milwaukee Dining newsletter. If you didn't know we had one, we have one. It launched the last few months, and it's been steadily rising month over month. So we're seeing really strong engagement with this Milwaukee Dining newsletter. Great new effort to reach those foodies who've really come on board as our foodie scene has exploded with Top Chef and all of our James Beard nominated cooks and just a wonderful cuisine all throughout the city. We expect this to grow continually, and one we're keeping our eye on as it grew another 117 month over month. Weekly Insights, if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. It's our full source of all things partner information and city information every Friday. Comes from Peggy each Friday. It's basically this webinar and a weekly digest form. Another 62 people joined in that. We're just shy of 7,000 subscribers every Friday, getting the latest and greatest in the tourism industry here in Milwaukee. And then the next slide, our weekly events calendar. So events on our website, our weekly events calendar by newsletter every Thursday. Still strong performance. We're getting nearly 50% open rate. Lots of people referring to this every week, planning their weeks. This is a great, great way for us to reach people and tell them about all the amazing events going on. Which takes me right into our City of Festivals campaign for the summer. So we know events are a huge driver. We know festivals are one of the things that we can definitely hang our hat on. We are the City of Festivals. We have the trademark. It is something that we promote every year. I want to show you right now the commercial that will be airing continuously throughout the summer. And this is the commercial that was airing on the YouTube and CTV that have been performing so well for us in April, and they will continue to showcase all of our festivals throughout the summer. So here's the video. Now, I'm not sure if you can hear the audio because sometimes it's a little awkward on the webinar, but the video showcases all of the wonderful festivals that we highlight throughout the year, all throughout the region. And it's a wonderful way for us to really showcase our new brand as well as being the City of Festivals. So lots of great content for people to absorb all summer long. And as a reminder, this is on CTV and YouTube. It started in April and will run through all of August. On the next slide, you can see some of our quick goals. These are our standard goals: driving overnight visitation, drive engaged traffic to our website, build our current success, leverage paid social media, and experiment with new vendors to diversify our audience reach, which is why we've started doing some things with Precise TV and our partners at Huddled Masses. Now, where are we marketing? Well, on the next slide, you'll see our targeted audience. And our targeted audience this year, as we go on in the slides here, let's see, I'm not sure if it's updated for you. There we go. So our targeted audience is 18 to 65-year-olds, reaching that festival crowd, foodies, family travelers, diverse travelers, and cultural travelers. And then on the next slide, what we have is our audience and geographic growth. So we're targeting that 6-hour drive time still, mainly looking at Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. So these are some of the highlighted places that we are seeing. And of course, we're seeing such great response from Minnesota and Iowa year over year. So we continue to see those markets grow. On the next slide, you'll see our promotional forecast. So this is a full year scope. What we've highlighted here is the City of Festivals campaign, which began in April, goes all through the month of August. In the shaded areas, that's you can see our always on campaign. So we have advertising on throughout the entire year. We're just in City of Festivals mode right now. On the next slide, you'll see more of the detailed information about how this is a diversified marketing campaign. So we're not just focusing on the digital, we're not just focusing on that YouTube, we're focusing on a variety of different ways to reach targeted audiences. So here you'll see programmatic display, our custom email, in-app incentives, paid search, out of home, activations, which included our trip up to Mall of America back in May during Travel and Tourism Week, marketing partnerships, and our print advertising, as well as brand ambassadors. So it's been a fun way to diversify our outreach to different categories. On the next slide, our City of Festivals summer campaign shows the sort of runtime and timeline and some of the ads that you'll be seeing. So again, using those gather, celebrate, repeat messaging, dropping it for a festival guide on our website, getting the message out through all of our digital platforms. And here's some of the highlighted dates when those things dropped. So whether that's the Hopper campaign for getting people to do the fly markets as well the drive markets, doing our paid social campaign, which began back on May 5th. Of course, going into June now, we're fully into our influencer campaign. All right. On the next slide, this is our festival guide on our website. Great thing for all of you to link to as well. If you're looking for content to link through for your e-newsletters, if you're looking to content to link to for your website or your social media, go onto our website. You can pull any of this content, drop it into, make it your own post, share what's going on. It's a great way to extend information with already ready-made content for all of you to share. And then on the next slide, I'm highlighting some of the things we're doing with SimpleView for our paid search and our paid media marketing. So this is a great way that we're looking to use our SEO management and our paid search to really get those Google searches and those online searches directed towards our campaign. So SimpleView is our main website partner, and so we use a lot of their information to really hone in on those search criteria to make sure that we're reaching consumers when they're Googling festivals, events, and the like in Wisconsin and in Milwaukee. On the next slide, Ground Truth is who I mentioned earlier is doing those display ads for us. That runs through April through July. Here's a look in real time of what some of those ads, those gather, celebrate, repeat ads look like. Again, this is display and CTV, and we're looking at just shy of 6 million impressions for the campaign with them. This year, we also started our partnership with IGLTA, and we're a proud member and featured destination within IGLTA. This is starting in Q2, will run through Q3. This includes enhanced web listing, e-newsletter blasts, social, editorial, and convention attendance with the IGLTA travel network. And of course, I mentioned earlier, we're partnering with our friends at WTMJ and Brewers Radio Network. We have targeted ads all throughout the season that are highlighting different festivals when the Brewers are in town. So we encourage fans to come for a Brewers game, but maybe make it a double play and stay for some of the great festivals such as Summerfest or Pride Fest or Irish Fest. You name it, we have targeted ads during the weekends of those festivals that run with also the weekend or midweek homestands for the Brewers. I mentioned Precise TV. This is our great way we're testing out a new vendor, getting those placements on YouTube all the way through July. And then I also mentioned Hopper earlier. This is targeting those fly markets and those hotel stays. So a full City of Festivals package on Hopper that ran throughout the month of May. It'll end on the 31st. This includes in-app incentives. We get some really great post-campaign data from this, a great way to reach a younger demographic through the Hopper app, as well as going into our meta campaign. So all of our social media is coordinated with all of this. And it's been a great way for us to highlight on social all the things going on. So on the next slide, you'll see what some of those advertisements look like. Continue the Gather, Celebrate, Repeat campaign. And then on the next slide, we have a great photo from our time in Minneapolis. Thanks again to our partners who joined us, including Mexican Fiesta. Great way to kick off the festival season in a popular market that is Minneapolis. On the next slide, you'll see how we've incorporated this Gather, Celebrate, Repeat campaign into our full page ad in Midwest Living during the Road Rally media buy, which was for their summer issue. That issue runs May through August on newsstands. So we have our ad and we have the Road Rally campaign in Midwest Living all throughout the summer, and encouraging people to come to Milwaukee. On the next slide, you'll see our Epsilon campaign continuing, and you can see how it's dropping on Afar. We've got the Great Afar partnership as well. And now coming soon in the festival world, a few of the things that have not launched yet include our working with our partners at Nativo. So on the next slide, you'll see what we're doing with Nativo and our campaign advertising. Sorry, I skipped our campaign reporting so far. Here's a quick look at that. And then as we go into our coming soon area, things we're going to be using throughout the summer to make sure we keep capitalizing on this. One is the vendor Nativo. We're working with them May through June. This is native article placement throughout places like Photos Travel and other online high-end editorial content. So those native ads will go in there all throughout the summer, highlighting us as a city of festivals. I mentioned we're going to be continuing our partnership with 620 WTMJ and the Brewers Radio Networking, highlighting festival traffic. And then on the M&C front, in our meetings conventions world, our next stop is PCMA EduCon, a larger convention coming up in June that our sales team will be attending. This will be in Louisville, Kentucky, from June 1 to 4. And a trade show activation, we have a great activation where we'll be highlighting city of festivals, encouraging people to write postcards and give us advice on who should be performing at our festivals this year. Fun way to interact with all those M&C clients that we have for future conventions and events. And then finally, our influencer campaign will continue in the summer, and we'll be doing a strong campaign all through June, really highlighting the early summer festivals. This has always been a great way where we're close with Summerfest and several others to highlight and bring in those influencers. And I said the magic word influencers, which means I'm going to be bringing on Claire from our comms team, I'm sorry, it's going to be Ian. Ian's joining us from the comms team. We didn't get the slide update, so I apologize for that. Ian's joining us to give you the rundown of all things comms and influencers and PR for those summer months. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everyone. We were so proud to host the FAR retreat here in Milwaukee in February, and we had 23 different partners involved. When you're talking about partners here, we took them curling in Wauwatosa, we took them to Kaz's Mini Bowl, we took them dining all over the city to the Diplomat as an example. We were so proud to have the great publication of a FAR come in during the winter, and there are so many results that have came out of this campaign. As you can see on your screen, there's a couple of articles there that we've been proud to be a part of, and there are even more coming. So when Josh was talking about the NFL draft, it's not only just hosting people at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, it's also bringing people to Green Bay. I was lucky to host a bunch of journalists and influencers here in Milwaukee with the tailgate week, and also bring them up to the Green Bay area for the NFL draft as well. We were able to get hits in Forbes. We were able to get hits in the Sports Travel magazine. We were able to get hits in a couple of other publications as well. So we were very happy to see all of these things come out of the result of hosting journalists in April. Mall of America, we were very happy to have about 15 different influencers and media as well come to Indeed Brewing. So as you know, Indeed Brewing has a location here, but they also have a location in the Minneapolis area as well. So we hosted a happy hour there where we told them about Summerfest. We brought some of our local Milwaukee swag with Carmex, chocolate as well. And so we were able to convince some of them to come to Milwaukee for Summerfest and some other activities. So stay tuned to your social channels and stay tuned to Visit Milwaukee, our social channels as well, because you will be seeing some collabs with these influencers coming out in the next couple of weeks. So very excited about that. So we are always bringing people in, correct? So when you're thinking about, the summer is a great time to host people. It's beautiful. We're getting to use our river. We're getting to use our lakes as well. We have a bunch coming in, and these media are coming in from all over the country. So when you're talking about topics that the media are coming in and covering, we've got the Wauwatosa Troll. We've got the U.S. Women's Open. We were lucky to have the opportunity to give them golf balls, and we also have media coming in, staying in the Milwaukee area, and then going to the U.S. Women's Open as well. And we continue to also have people with IPW. We also brought in Tiana, who is Afar's digital editor, so she works very heavily on their social channels. So you'll be seeing more content coming in related to Milwaukee in the next couple of months as well. So we just continue to bring in journalists to be able to tell the stories of Milwaukee, to tell the stories of our museums, our culinary scene, and the people that are doing great things here in the Milwaukee area. So in addition to individual media that we have coming in, we also have FAMs coming in. So IPW, which is one of the largest international trade shows, we will have people coming in after it is finished in Chicago and driving up to Milwaukee, either via motorcycle or via bus to cover and learn more about the Milwaukee area. You can see a FAM that previously went to Harley-Davidson there, and we will be bringing media back to Harley-Davidson and to a whole bunch of other locations here in the city. We've also are working with Megan Husband, because this is not only a media opportunity, but is also on the group travel and group trade area of things as well. So we are excited for these people to come in here before the end of June and learn more about Milwaukee. And these people are coming in from all over the world, from Brazil, from Japan, from Germany as well, and a bunch of other countries too. So we're very excited to bring in all these people to Milwaukee. Lastly, we do have our current pitch strategy. So when we're actively going out and pitching, and our agency Turner is going out and pitching, we have a bunch of topics that we're covering. As you can see on your screen there, we're talking about classic Milwaukee food. We're talking about bar programs around the country, such as Agency, which is getting national recognition with the James Beard nod. We also are continuing to talk about the Baird Center and what event planners should be thinking about hosting their next event here in Milwaukee as well. There are so many other things that you wouldn't necessarily expect with the Milwaukee area, with our arcades, our bowling alleys as well. And we continue to talk about the Troll, which is going to be previewed tomorrow, Harley-Davidson Homecoming, Wellness, so many other things that we're expecting to be picked up from the pitching that we've been doing all over the country. And so one of the things that we do as far as our pitching goes is we do try and make lists. So when you see the lists that come out, whether it's USA Today, Condé Nast Traveler, there's so many ones that we want to get recognition for, with best new public, with our public markets, with our food halls as well. And this year in particular, we are going for Condé Nast Traveler's Reader's Choice Award. Previously, we have been the #3 big city in the country, and we are aiming for #1. So we want to overtake Chicago. We want to overtake San Diego as well. And this is the opportunity. Please scan that QR code and vote for us now. Share it with your friends, family, anybody that has experienced Milwaukee previously. This is our chance to win, and we've got to win big. So please scan the QR code, send it all over, and hopefully we'll be #1 this year. And that ends the webinar for my portion of things.
Thanks for those of you who stayed on. I know we went long. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Josh. If you have any questions about today's webinar, please feel free to reach out to any of us who are on the call. I know I did receive some questions. You're always welcome to send us a note and an email. We're always willing and ready to have any type of conversation with any of you regarding what we're doing in the marketplace. With that, everyone have a really enjoyable weekend. Enjoyable summer. We just finished the weekend, and we'll see you in September, but hopefully before that at our events. Bye-bye.